this article from Kit Clarenberg, who had his Twitter banned for at least 3 months. I don't know whether it'll end up being permanent or not, but at least 3 months. But anyway, he talks about and he calls it Democrat linked, but I actually think it's, considering the fact that pro-Israel money flows to both Democrats and Republicans, it's really the duopoly linked. It's Democrat and Republican linked, but maybe he's talking about specific people are Democrats. But he says the Democrat linked PR firm tapped by pro-Israel groups to control the Gaza war narrative. And you've probably seen some of this PR to try and justify Israel's ongoing genocide, their special genocide operation. On December 6th, it was announced with much fanfare that the 10-7 Project, a new centralized communications operation to promote continued U.S. bipartisan support for Israel, push for accurate, complete coverage of the Israel-Hamas war, right? They want to make sure to call it the Israel-Hamas war because they don't want you to believe this is a war on the Gazan people, which is what it is, a war on Palestinians. So really, this is an Israeli-Palestinian genocide. The 10-7 Project, his goal is to achieve a stronger media focus on victims of October 7th. Then he looked into who and what is funding the 10-7 Project, and it's not exactly clear. Publicity material spoke vaguely of an unnamed coterie of philanthropists, right? Isn't it amazing you could fund genocide, pro-genocide propaganda and be called a philanthropist? I'm just helping the world. I'm putting out stuff to justify genocide. I'm paying for it. I'm footing the bill. So I'm a good guy. I'm a philanthropist. It's what I do. He said, but its founders offer some clues. Here are some of the founders. The 5 founders are the American Jewish Committee, AJC, the Jewish Federations of North America, JFNA, the Anti-Defamation League, ADL, the American Israel Public Affairs Committee, AIPAC, and the Conference of Presidents of Major American Jewish Organizations. This is quite the rogues gallery of Zionist entities, several of which have deplorable track records of actively whitewashing, if not outright facilitating, Israeli apartheid propaganda activities that have become turbocharged since 10-7. The organization is just the latest salvo in the Zionist state's long-running information war against Palestinians and the Western world. The 10-7 Project's public footprint represents but the visible tip of something far larger and considerably more destructive. He talks about the ADL, and I found this really fascinating, debunking some of the, oh man, anti-Semitic acts are really on the rise, and oh, it's such a plague on humanity, all these anti-Semitic acts. Now, here's the thing, is first of all, even if these numbers were true, the anti-Semitic acts would be on the rise because Israel's committing genocide. And Israel has worked very hard to make you conflate Israel and Judaism as if they're one and the same, which they are not. I'm an anti-Zionist Jew. There are millions of us. If I have to keep repeating that, I will. They have worked very hard to make you think that Israel is Judaism. And therefore, there are people around the world that now hate Jews because they hate what Israel's doing. So Israel is doing that. So thank you, Israel, for doing that. But the ADL has since October 7th published a steady stream of reports lapped up by the media, largely without question, testifying to an explosion of anti-Semitic incidents across the Western world in the wake of Operation Al-Aqsa Flood, in the wake of 10-7. The ADL recorded 2,000 anti-Semitic incidents, including 905 anti-Israel rallies. They're saying there's been thousands of anti-Semitic incidents across, and I can't tell if this was just across America or around the world, but I think it's around the world. 2,000 anti-Semitic, oh my God, oh, it's everywhere. Oh, geez, wow, this is terrible. And then, as Kit Clarenberg puts here, shocking stuff, one might think. Yet, as an investigation by Mint Press, Alan McLeod revealed, the ADL is producing such staggering figures by categorizing anti-Israel and pro-Palestine rallies and corresponding chants as both individual anti-Semitic incidents. Basically, if you have a rally that is against genocide right now, that they're calling that anti-Semitic. If you have a rally where you say Palestinians should be allowed to be free, they're calling that an anti-Semitic incident. If you march with 5 people through your college chanting Free Palestine or Let Gaza Live, they're calling that an anti-Semitic incident. You are not allowed to request to politely request no genocide. Excuse me, sir. Could we have no genocide, please? Excuse me, sir. Could you go a little lighter on the genocide for me? Thank you. Because they're calling that anti-Semitic actions. So all of these numbers that they're coming up with are bullshit. Like, I don't know what the real numbers are, but I can tell you the ones they're providing are garbage. And yet our mainstream media, I didn't look up how many articles have referenced their stats, but many have, especially across the United States, just takes those numbers at face value and says, oh my God, look at all the anti-Semitic incidents. And then you actually look at the numbers and you go, oh, 95% of them are like a rally at a college saying no more genocide, saying don't bomb Gaza, saying don't bomb children. I mean, it really is a backwards world where you can't protest to end a genocide or else you're anti-Semitic, you're racist, you're a bigot, you're like, what? Why would endorsing genocide make me a better person? So backwards. But of course, that's the goal, right? That's the hidden agendas. They want you to believe the opposite of what is moral, what is just, what is real. Despite the exposure of its embarrassing Enron-style accounting, the League continues to pump out the same bogus quote-unquote research at regular intervals. On December 12th, it claimed anti-Semitism in the U.S. was now up 337%, which is a lot. And I should know because it's my name upside down. And I know my name upside down. 337% in the wake of October 7th. And it's at an all-time record. Oh, my God. But in fact, again, they're calling any rally to end genocide as being anti-Jew. And of course, that is nonsense. It is stupid. He then talks about AIPAC. He says it's 2022 installments. So this is AIPAC boasting. This is not someone accusing AIPAC of something. This is them bragging. In 2022, they said, or for 2022, they said, among other things, that they bagged $3.3 billion for security assistance to Israel with no added conditions. Security assistance means bombs. And having gifted $17.5 million, the most of any U.S. PAC, Political Action Committee, to pro-Israel candidates, 98% of whom won their elections, in the process defeating 13 anti-Israel challengers. Now, anti-Israel challengers could mean that these people say that Israel is an apartheid state, which is just factually, it's just a dictionary definition. Anti-Israel could mean that these people are not willing to say that Israel deserves every last square foot of the entire region. Anyway, they call a lot of things anti-Israel. You know, you showed up at a Free Palestine rally. You said there shouldn't be a genocide. Those are all anti-Israel, according to them. So there's AIPAC bragging that when they want to defeat a anti-Israel candidate, they succeed. 98% of the time, they succeed.